Okay, we're going to go live today. I'm going to try to work on some teleporter for the AARPG by Michael Games. If you haven't seen that, it's a wonderful series. I think episode 49 just came out. So if you want to know how to make a Zelda Link to the Past type clone, check out that series. It walks you through almost every single thing you need to know to create one of those for the Godot system. So take. Wow, I am stuttering at the very beginning of the stream. This is going to be an awesome day today. There's a couple people have come up and said that they want to see a teleporter tutorial in the um, Michael Games Discord community, and I just figured we already know all the stuff that we need to know to make one of those things happen. So why don't I just try to implement that today? So let's go ahead and get into that. So let's jump into our Godot. And here we have this is the basic tutorial scene for my version. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, let's start working on it here in the dungeon, because I have this scene in the dungeon where there's nothing over here. So I'm going to try to put a teleporter there, and I want to link it back to probably just outside the dungeon. So I'm probably going to link it back to this scene and bring it right into really like dead center. Right here is going to be our destination. And so I'm working off the Michael Games tutorial, so we've got a bunch of stuff that's already in place, like the level transitions. That's what these purple boxes are. And so we're just going to take that and just slightly modify it, and we're going to throw in the teleport system, and hopefully we're going to get something working here by the end of the stream. 9 o'clock in the morning, we need coffee. Okay, so let's go back in here. Let's start our... let's just create the new scene first. So let's go into our props folder, interactables. Sounds good. I don't want to put it in the dungeon. Plants, pots, sprites, torches. Let's just create a new folder then. Create folder. We're going to call it teleport. Just teleporter. That's fine. Teleporter. Okay. I've already done some digging on the web, so I'm going to grab these two assets here that I've got, bring these in to teleporter. So what I have is I found this graphic here. It's just 3. Let's see if I can expand this to make it a little bit bigger so you may be able to see it better. There we go. It's just teleport pad. They've got regular, one with runes on it, and one with the runes activated. So I figured we could use this as an animation, so when the player steps on it, it starts the teleport sequence. And then I also downloaded a sound effect for it, which I thought might be kind of cool. So let's make sure, unlike last time, microphone, streaming. Okay, audio is going out. Hate to get to the end of stream and find out I did not have any audio again. Okay, so let's go here. Let's bring in a new node. Node 2D. I'm going to call this the teleporter. Okay, and actually, you know what? Let's make this as a new scene. Put that under props, teleporter. Okay. So we'll go in here and edit this. So what do we need? We need a child node, we need a sprite, so that we can add in these. Animation, we'll say there's 3 of them. Okay, so we got that. That is dead center, that's cool. We need a... How do we want to do this animation? Well, first let's do an animation player. Animation player, and then we're gonna need, let's see here, we're gonna need an area 2D so we can tell when we walk on it. And I think I'm just doing this on the fly, so I think what I want to do is I want to try to get it to light up when you come across the outside, but not teleport you until you get to the center ring. So I think we're gonna have 2 of these. So I'm going to call this the first area called Activate. And then I'm going to add a second child node, or second area 2D, and call this Teleport Button. Do Do we want to auto teleport or do we want to use the player interact? And we're going with the Zelda style, so Zelda style is you step on it, you teleport. So we'll just call it teleport button. That works fine. So let's start with that. Let's add a collision shape for it. Collision shape. Let's do a circle shape because that makes the most sense. Actually, let's go back to our sprite first. Let's make sure our sprite image is lined up. Okay, that there. I have no idea what I'm lining it up with. So that is lined up there, but that's not lined up there. Yeah. Sorry, it's isometric, so it's a little funky. So let's do that. Okay, let's adjust our teleport button. Just make it... actually, let's make it small so that you have to be like right on it to get it. Okay, and then let's go here to our activate, child node. Collision shape. We'll make that one a circle as well. Bring that one out, and that will be like the size of the teleporter. Yeah, this oblong shape is gonna be a little funky, but okay, this works. You know what? Actually, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change it to a rectangle. Let's try a rectangle. Ooh, we got capsule. Let's try to do a capsule shape. I'll shrink it down just a little bit. There we go. Capsule shape. Rotate. Transform. Rotation. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be much better for us. There we go. That's a lot closer to what we're looking for. Shrink this down just a hair bit. There we go. Okay. So then this will be our activate, and then this will be the actual teleport. Okay. So let's go into our animation player, and let's create a new animation. We'll call it... this will be our default. This will be our autoplay. It's just going to be nothing. It's going to be totally blank. Let's add our sprite to it. Sprite frame. Boom. Create the reset track. There we go. Animation. Let's duplicate the animation. We'll call this activate. Okay. And then activate. We're just going to come down here. We're going to change our frame to 1. So then when it activates, okay, so our teleport pad may not be exactly lined up. We may have to go in and fix that. But for right now, we'll just do this. We'll just get the proof of concept going, then we can go back in and tweak it after. Okay, and then let's duplicate the animation. Let's call it teleport. Okay, so teleport, 1 second long. Actually, let's go back here to activate. Activate is, we don't need it to be that one, just 0.1. That's fine. That seems to be fine. Teleport, okay. Let's make it half a second long. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to insert a couple frames here. We'll set down our snaps to 05. So let's see, we got there's 1. We're going to call that 2. I'll insert another key. We'll make that go back to 1. We'll insert another key. That one will go back to 2. Yeah, our sprites are definitely not lined up. So let's make these a little bit further apart. 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what? Let's do 1, 2, 1. Let's make this one 0 so nothing's on it. We'll insert another one here. We'll make that one 1, and then we'll insert one last one. I'll make that. Oops. That one's supposed to be a 1. So 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. So this is going to bug me if we don't fix the actual file here. So if we go back into our sprite, texture, region, edit the region. Let's put our pixel snap here. It does have a little shadow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why is it not? I don't think the spacing is the same. Yeah, that's just made it worse. Okay, so let's turn off the region. Well, we get the idea. It's working for right now. Boom, boom, boom. That's our teleport animation. Our default animation is just blank, and then our activate turns it to the ruins. Okay, so we got that. So let's go back here to our dungeon and this teleporter. Okay, so the other thing we're going to have to probably do here is we're going to, here, let's put it right near our guy so then we can adjust the size of this. And this is a little bit big, so let's go down here. Let's scale it. Oops. Let's scale it down to 0.5. Let's see what that does. Still think it might be a little bit big. So let's scale it down a little bit more. That might be a little too much, but let's see. Actually, no, I think that's a good size because it'll activate, teleport. Yeah. I think that's going to fit right over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll put this roughly right here. Let's see. Let's shift this around just a slight bit. There we go. Let's just see what it looks like here in game. Walk over. It's a little shifty. As you can see here, we got a little Z sorting that we have to fix. So let's go ahead and do that right off. So let's go back over here, teleporter. Let's get into our ordering. I'll just make it down by 1. And that should, I believe, fix that issue. Let's double check. Should always keep it behind him then. Yep. Okay, so let's get it now so that when we walk onto it, it'll activate. We're going to call it the teleport script. Okay, so we're going to definitely need an animation player. We're going to need the activate, and we're going to need the teleport button. Okay, so on ready, let's start with activate dot body entered and connect, and we're going to go to the activate subroutine. Okay, and then we're also going to do teleport. Teleport button dot body entered dot connect. And we're just going to call the teleport routine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a function for activate. ACT Oh, this is going to send a body, and that's going to be of type body 2D. We're not going to do anything with it. And we're going to call here the animation player dot play activate. Character body 2D. How about that? All right. Oh, because I can't have activate and activate. Okay. Activate. Let's call it activate pad. So activate pad. Okay. And then we'll call this one teleport. And then we're going to play the animation teleport. Okay. So let's save this. Let's go back to our dungeon. See what we got going on here. So come down here. When we first step on it, it should go and have the runes show up. There'll be a slight shift. Yep, there we go. Now we step in the middle. Teleports. Yep. And then we'll have to... Okay. And then, whoops, I'm in the wrong script. Teleporter. Okay, so then what we probably also want to do is we want to do a body exited so we can kind of deactivate this. So let's do this, but let's do body exited. And we're going to call it deactivate pad. Deactivate pad, and then we're going to just play the default animation. So now when we step off of it, it should just go back to a normal pad. Yep. On, off, on, off. Again, I'll have to fix the actual file so that it doesn't do this. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so we got that. Now what we need to do is we actually need to transition it. Actually, you know what? We also, let's add in, let's play our sound, so then we know when we're teleporting. Audio player, stream player 2D. We're going to take this, we're going to load in our sound effect. So we're going to play the animation teleport, and then we're also going to, whoops, we need the audio stream here. Now we should play our sound effect when we step on the center. Yep. There we go. But not on the activate, only on the actual teleport. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we do that. And then what we need to do is we need to come in here and let's look at our level transition. Because we're going to steal some code from this. So here's our level transition. We got a collision shape and level transition script. Here we go. So what do we need to steal? We don't need any of this because we're not worried about what side he comes in on, because we're just going to give it a destination. We are going to need the place player. Yep, we'll turn off the monitoring. We don't need the offset. We don't need the update area. This is going to be pretty straightforward, actually. So all we're going to do is basically invoke our level manager. So we just really need these here. Let's copy these over. Let's go back to our teleporter script. So level manager, load new level, level target transition. So we also need to know where they're going. So we need to copy this, the level, and the destination. Okay. Go back up here. These are going to be your exports. So we're going to put these up here. Save that. So we got a level, target transition area. I don't think... Let's check out our level manager. I don't believe we need to send the offset because I think it'll assume 0, 0, but let's look. Global level manager, and this is load new level. Load new level. It does want a position offset. Okay, well in this case we can just send a vector 2 of 0. So that should be fairly simple. So we go up here, we don't need get offset, we'll just send vector 2.0. Because we're going to have them land in the middle of another teleporter. Which reminds me, let's go back over here to area 2. Do we want to put... So we have a couple different possibilities. We could either just make a target here, so then it's a one-way teleporter, or, you know, for this tutorial, why not? Let's make it a two-way teleporter. So let's go back over here. We'll find a teleporter. We'll bring it out. We'll put it right here. Okay. So we'll just call it teleporter. That's perfectly fine. And so what we will do is we'll target. In this case, we're going to go to dungeon 2. So let's find our levels. Dungeon 2. And then our target area is going to be teleporter. We should probably make that the default, just so then things will be easier. And then we go back to dungeon 2, go to the teleporter. This is going to go to levels, area 2. It's going to go to the teleporter. And again, that's based off the name in the node tree in the destination scene. So save that. Okay. Let's go back to our code. Teleporter. So we got player entered, load the new level. So here we can do teleporter play, load the level. I wonder, should we wait for the animation to finish, or should we just start the load? Let's do it without waiting first. And we'll just call this up. Player entered. I don't think we actually need to send anything. Level, target area, no. We don't need to say anything. We can just get rid of this P. There we go. Okay, so that will bring us to the new area. Come in. If name does not equal that, return. Player manager, set player position. Where do we call the place player in the level transition? Place player in the ready. So we probably don't need place player. think about this for a second. So we might need this in the ready. So let's go back to our teleporter. On ready function. Teleport button not monitoring equals false. Again, teleport button dot monitoring is false. Okay, let's try this out and then we'll work through the logic. Let's see what's going on. Oh, this is not going to work. Yep, because I'm not in the level. Level F6. Here we go. Okay, load new level base manager cannot convert argument 1 from non-existent to string. Do I not? I have it right here. Level 1, nil. Let's think about this. Why is this failing? We're going to player entered level manager, load new level. We tell it what level, the target area, and the offset, which is 0. Let's look at the level manager and load level. Maybe we're using this incorrectly. Take the level string, get tree pause, target transition equals target transition. Okay. Target transition is just a string. Position offset, okay. That should be working. Why is it valid type in function load new level? Cannot convert argument 1 from nil to string. So argument 1 is the level path. So if we go back to the teleporter, level. So it's saying that the level is nil. Is it just because I load the wrong scene first? Yeah, it's because I load the scene that didn't have a variable in it. So if we go here, okay, so it works, but now we want to do await the, so let's await the animation player animation finished, then call the actual teleport. Okay, entered, where we do this part up here in the ready, monitoring, place the player, wait level manager loaded, teleport button monitoring equals true. Because what we want to do is we want to disable this until he leaves the area. You know what we can do, teleport monitoring equals false. And then what we can do is we can just kind of exit this, when we activate the pad, this is on enter, we can also say turn on the monitoring of it. If we leave, we can turn off the monitoring. And this is on body entered. So in theory, because we've placed the player before we set up the entered signal, so the monitoring is not true. We connect it. Let's try this. My mind is thinking that I've done this right, but let's play through and prove myself incorrect. There we go. Oh, we got some errors. What errors do we got? Global manager, unparent condition, IE is true. Unparent player. Where are we calling unparent player? Are we calling that in level manager? No. Are we calling it in? We're not calling it anywhere. Why is this? Sorry about that, stream. I totally forgot that you can't see my error code when that's happening. So again, unparent player error. I mean, obviously it's not causing any problems. I wonder if it's only a one-way. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if it only comes up when I go one direction or another. So, actually, you know what? While I'm here, let's go to our game window capture. Let me shrink this down so then it's closer to what I'm seeing. So then you can see like errors and stuff as they pop up for me as well. Okay, so as soon as I did that, we got the unparent player condition. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to go the other way. Got an unparent player. Okay. So each time we do that, we're getting the unparent player. Okay. Let's see. What's calling it? Okay. Go fade out, load new level, free the level. Okay, so in free level, here it is. Here's where we're calling it. Player manager, unparent player self. So why is this condition, IE, is true? Why is this an error? I bet you when we're placing the player, we're not doing it properly. So let's take a look at the remote output here. So here we are in the dungeon. Let's take a look over here in remote. We got our player manager is a scene of remote. And where did we put the player? Player is of dungeon 2. Okay. So player is part of dungeon 2. Okay. So then when we walk through, let's see where. And then we're going to go back in here. Okay. So let's see. So player's still in dungeon 2. Player's still in dungeon 2, but Looks like we have a second copy of the player. Yeah, we've got a second copy of the player now. Okay, so this does not appear to be freeing. It's not even like a full copy either. Oh, nope. Nope, never mind. That's the key. That's the key. Never mind. That's not a player. That was my persistent drops. So that is fine. Why is it giving us these debug errors saying that the unparent player condition is true? Take the node, remove the child player. I mean, it's obviously working, but it's just weird that it's giving us this error. And I hate having red errors when they shouldn't be there. Okay. So we go load new level. And recalling free level. Load started emit. So here's load new level. We got all the variables. We pause the game, set our target, set our position, wait the scene transition, fade out, wait for that to happen. We might have to change this if we want a cool teleport effect, but that doesn't matter right now. Level load started emit just to send that signal. We await the process frame, change the file, okay. Await the scene in, pause as false, process the frame. Where is the fade out? Where is free level being called on ready? So this happens when the new level is loaded. So on level load started, we call free level. So we don't destroy the player object, we're going to unparent him. So you know what, let's put a breakpoint right here. And let's test this again and figure out where our player is hiding out. Okay, let's go over here and look at our remote. Here's our root. Dungeon 2. There is no player. Player does not exist. And we've already got our break. So we're still in Dungeon 2. We haven't loaded the new level yet. Let's just try a regular scene. Let's just make sure we're not getting this error on the regular scene, because this could be a legit thing from when I upgraded to 4.3. We're not getting it there. Let's continue. Okay, so we're not getting them on those spots. Okay. So right here, before we call the queue free, this should remove the player. So if I go to remote and I look here at player, player should get removed from Dungeon 2. And player has been removed from Dungeon 2. Are we unparenting? We're trying to unparent them twice, maybe? Let's go look here. Load the level. What is causing this? Because if we just do this and get rid of this error, we're going to have a whole lot of other problems. Because now we're not going to reparent the player, and we're just going to create a new instance each time the player goes. Or, more likely, the player doesn't exist. Yeah, player doesn't exist. So... where was that? Where did I do the... There it is. Unparent the player. Let's just print the parent. So we'll print it before we remove. We'll print it afterwards. And we'll take a look and see what's going on. Well, that didn't help. We need to actually do... Oh god, what is it now? Let's print something. Print tree underscore p. Is that it? Or is it just print tree? Nope, that's not it. What if we do that? It should show us all the children that parent has before and after they would get removed. Okay, let's take a look at this here. Okay. Lock door, those are all the same. Item pickup, dungeon walls, teleporter, player. So it's just missing the player. I don't understand why. Well, let's consult the Googles and see if we can find an answer over there. Excuse me. Condition exclamation E is true. Godot error. New parent add child. Okay, that one was no. Here we go. Exclamation E is true when removing a child and then re-adding it. That's exactly what we're doing. It only occurs when removing and re-adding a node that has multiple areas with accompanying collision shapes. Okay. Okay, so it looks like this is a issue with the signals being re-added in. Okay. Safe to ignore. Okay. Let's just double check one more thing. Might be changing your scene structure and process while an Area 2D is doing somewhere is colliding with something. The error will not break anything, but could hide something more subtle. There are a few solutions like disabling collision detection beforehand or doing scene structure change and physics process. Okay. So, in that case, let's see if we can fix this error by oops. Okay, so let's go back over to our teleporter, and where we're loading the level. Oops. Rested my finger on that Q and W key, my keyboard. So let's turn off the monitoring here. So we'll do teleport error monitoring equals false, and we'll also do activate dot monitoring equals false. Okay, let's see if this helps. Now if we turn off those areas, maybe that will, well, that's not going to help because that one doesn't have any connections to anything. Ah, I did it again. So this again. Dungeon, F6. Hey, look at that. Error's gone. There we go. My Google Foo is working. Hey. So, I want to do one more thing before I log off the stream for the day, and I want to actually add like a teleporter effect to our character. So let's see here. Let's do player scene. Here we go. And then we already have this effect animation player, which we have damaged and default. So let's take a look at what these look like here. So we got damaged is, it does this like flash, which is actually pretty cool. I like it. Default is nothing. Let's go with this damage. Let's copy this, duplicate, and we're going to call it teleport. Okay. And what we're going to do with it, let's go up here. We don't need the audio stream, so we can just delete that out because we already have the effect playing. And this just gives us the flash. But what we want to do is, maybe we want to make it, well, first off, what's our teleporter? That animation is half a second long, 0.5 seconds. Okay, so if we come back over here to this one, we want to make this 0.5 seconds long. Okay, and so we can keep the modulates in here. Oops, let's put this down. I don't know, 0.3 is probably make a lot more sense in the long run, but bring these in. Make them blink. And then at the end here, we do want his value to be empty. So we want him to be invisible at the end. Okay. And then let's see, this value is at 175. Let's make this one down to like 128. There we go. And you know, I want this one to be continuous, so it'll kind of fade. There we go, fade. And then let's see, this one, we have this one low to start with. Let's put it up to like what we got 128 plus 64 is 192. Oops. Yeah, 192. Okay, go back to solid. This one will go down to 120. Go down to 128 on that one. Come back up to solid. Go down to, let's do 96, 24. 96. There we go. Okay. So we'll call that teleport. Actually, you know what? Let's rename this. Rename teleport out. Animation, duplicate, we want to teleport in because when we arrive, we're going to want, okay, and then we can just Control A, whoops, let's select the entire actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just do edit, scale selection. No, I just want to scale the entire track. Okay, we'll have to select it all. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, edit scale. Want to do -1 to invert it. And then this should be just teleport in. There we go. Okay, so we got teleport in, teleport out. Okay, so teleporter. Let's go back to our script for it. So where we have activate teleport, here we go. Let's also do player manager dot player dot effect animation player dot play, and we want to do teleport out. Okay, and let's try this. It's probably going to break our character because I don't think we're going to reset to a solid after we teleport out. Let's find out. Yeah. Okay, now we gotta add the teleport in. Okay, and so we're teleporter. There we go. Right, copy this, and then when we do place player, do that, and then we're gonna do teleport in. We may want to add a in sound effect, but there we go. There. And with that, we have created a teleport. So let me go over here. I am going to save this branch to my Godot, not Godot, my GitHub for this project, and it's just going to be called a branch called teleporters. So let's see, teleporter added. There we go. Commit to teleporters, and we'll push this up, publish branch. And I will go through and edit the description of the video to include the link for that. But this is all set. And so one more time, let's just go ahead and take a look at this, and then we'll call the stream good. Whee! There we go. That was fun. Now I got a whole bunch of other